So good evening one another. Can you hear me? Please confirm. Okay, fine. Thank you. So yesterday I have given some example questions for the assignment. So I have given two questions actually. So first let me explain the first question. Okay, only 84 students are there. Please wait for a moment. Still not 100 plus. Please wait. Please wait, guys. Okay, so now more than 100 students are there, no problem. So I will start now. And before going that, I would like to send the feedback link from the first onwards because sometimes I'm in the college, right? So sometimes my power fails. Okay, so I'm sending the link. Just you can just copy after the completion of the class. You can fill the details, guys. Okay, so. And I don't want to explain the two programs very clearly, okay, because if you're explaining those two programs, so it will take a lot of time. So I will explain quick faster, okay. Hope you understand. If you are not understanding, please let me know, then I will explain very clearly, okay. But because I have to complete a lot of concepts, right, so that's the reason I'm taking this session, okay. So this is very easy program actually. I asked about the first digit of a given integer. For example, if you're giving like 1 2 3, then you have to get 1, okay, then you have to get 1 in the output stream. So you have to add the message like the first digit of just I'm giving n is comma d, okay. So let me run this program, guys. Even though I'm giving very easy program, only 25%, 25 students only submitted the assignment, guys. Why I'm not? Why I don't know. 1 minute, guys. So, okay. Here n is 0, right? So we have to take another variable then. So okay. So number equal to n. Just give a number here. Okay. So then give like n equal to num here. Then here you can give num. So that means number after that it is dividing 0, right? So I'm taking a dummy variable. Now I'm doing like 2 3 4. The first digit of 2 3 4 is 2, okay. So this is a question I have given to you as the assignment yesterday. So 1 minute, let me explain, guys. Yeah, yeah, I have already there last year. You can check. I have given that one, the condition already. Okay, you can check. That means you have written in a different way. Please let me know. And in that case, you can send the message in chat box. No problem. Last year. Okay, so here that means actually I have explained a reverse number program, right? According to that, you can easily find out the first digit, because whenever you are giving a modulus value, it will give the last digit. When you are giving a division, for example, if you are giving like 10 by 3, okay, 10 floor division of 3. Here the division is nothing but floor division. Okay, so if I am giving like 10 floor division of 3, it will get 3 only. Okay, that means 3 point something. uh, but you are taking, that means whenever you are taking floor division value, it will get 3 only, it will not get 3.33, right? So in the same way here, for example, if you are giving like 234 by 10, that means it will give 23. That means after that 2 by 10, that will give 2. So 1 minute, some students are sending messages again. Yeah, that is also fine. Yes, some actually I would like to tell you, and I think Monica also submitted in that way, so that is also fine. Let me copy Vinesh, the same program done by and our third year CSC student also. I will copy here. You can do lot of ways, not only this way. Okay, so you can do lot of ways. Let me write it here. This is sent by, I think, third year CSC student also. I just copied from that code only. So this is also one of the code. N equal input a number, n greater than equal to n equal to n floor division of n. That means they did not giving the even division. That means modular division operator. You can give in this way also. First digit is okay. So let me run this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm getting 1. Hope anything is fine. Okay, anything is fine. That's not an issue at all. But if you, that means you have to understand the logic, right? Don't please. I already told you, right? So don't convert even into string also. That's not good, Vishnu. Yesterday also I told, because you are using such functions. That means you are using typecasting only. But don't use such keywords. Okay, try to use the loops, because whenever in TCS or any in external any campus interviews are conducting, okay, they will give you a question. You can attempt the in C language or Java, whatever it may be. Okay, you can use whatever it may be. Okay, so but here, if you are not using the loops, they may not select sometimes, because so many students are not getting the not getting the good marks while in coding, because of they are using shortcuts, that means built-in functions. Yeah, very good, Devi. That means anything is fine, that's not an issue at all. Okay, that's the reason I'm telling. But don't use shortcuts like within 2 lines, in the sense that means it makes sense, but for example, in especially you are in the panel of interview, you can explain both ways. That's very good. That means you can do this program in 2 ways, sir. So we can use in loop, and we cannot use it. You just convert that like str of n, then that number will be converted into string, and then you can access that number. Otherwise, you don't need to convert, Vishnu. Actually, you said that you are converting, but whenever you are giving int, whenever you are removing int here, that means the number is automatically taken as a string only. That's it. Then you can print the first digit is n of 0. That's all. That is also fine actually. Okay, but so let me copy this. Okay, you can do in n number of ways. Okay, can do in n number of ways, not only one way. Okay, so programming the program is not unique, right? So you can do in any ways. So for printing the statements, you can use format method. That's not a problem at all. Okay, so anyway, let me run this code first. So according to Vishnu, you are asking doubt, so I will give like the first digit is okay. I'm giving control C here. I'm just giving here, I'm just adding 0. This is very important question actually. That's the reason in TCS Ninja interviews they have given this question actually. That's the reason I have given like this. So now I'm getting first digit is 5. You will get an answer in 5 within 2 lines only. Okay, but try to use it this way in the interview point of view, not in written examination. Okay, in written examination you should use at least loops. That means you will get a logic, and they will know that you know the logic. Okay, so then that's the reason only I'm telling guys. So that's not a mistake at all. That's not a mistake at all. Okay, but I would like to tell you, so we can do the program in n number of ways, but try to use loops. Okay, so or recursive function also, that should be fine. Anyway, we did not complete the functions concept. Today I will go to the functions concept. And you need explanation. If you want explanation, I will tell you, no problem, but it will take some time anyway. So for example, if I am taking 546, let me take this last line first, 546. So whenever I am giving like 546 here, whenever I am giving like 546 here, so it will be stored in n. But here I am not giving int. Int mean this means that this number will be taken as only string. So the first digit n of 0 means we can access the string elements by using index. Index means the first element should be stored in 0th position. The second element should be stored in 1 position. In the same way, we can store n number of elements up to n minus 1. You know that already. Okay. So 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. Okay. So now I am taking n of 0 means it will print this value. Okay. So this is the first program. Next, let me explain this logic. So first of all, I am taking like 546 again. Okay. I am taking like 546 again. It will take 546 is greater than equal to 10. Okay. That means it is greater than equal to 10. Just I am giving like greater than equal to 10. So why I am giving equal to greater than equal to 10 instead of like greater than equal to 1? That means it is checking for only single. For example, if you're giving single digit only, it will not happen, right? But if you're taking single digit, it will not happen. But it should be minimum 2 digits. But here it will works for example, if I'm giving one, I will give one character. Okay, let me explain first. I will give the different possibilities. Then only you can understand better. So instead of entering a number, I will give only one. The first digit is 1. Okay, but let me give it like this. Okay, this is also fine. Let me explain this. Okay, I will give only 1. Okay, the first digit is 1 because whenever 1 is greater than equal to 10, the condition is false. That means first digit will be printed as 1 only. That's all. Okay, that means we get here it will not enter into the loop. That means I am giving only 10 here. That's the reason. But here I am giving like 1 greater than 0. Okay, so let me write it here first. I am giving not 1. I would like to tell at least 3 digits. I am just taking 123. 123. The first digit is 1, right? 123 is greater than equal to 10. So let me explain first. Next, n equal to n floor division of 10. That means what is the value of 123 floor division of 10? Please mention in the chat box. 123 floor division of 10. Please mention in the chat box, guys. Yes, 12 tens are 120, right? N value is 12. Next, that means while loop having only one line. Okay, that means this is not in the indent of while loop. That means it is outside the while loop. This print statement. That means it will go to the again while loop and n greater than equal to 10. That means 12 is greater than equal to 10. That means condition is true now. Now n equal to 12 floor division of 10, it will give 1 only because 12 floor division of 10 means it will truncate the fractional parts. Once again I am repeating, it truncates the fractional parts. Now n equal to 1. That means 1 is greater than equal to 10. Condition is false. Now the first digit is 1 will be displayed. So this is the example. So this is also same way. But why I am giving this means I am storing the another variable. But I think it is only better, right? Because we have completed in 4 lines. But that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. This is okay. So try to prefer this. This is very easy, I think. But some students submitted in this way also. Even CSC students also. But no problem, guys. That's not a mistake at all. Okay, that's not a problem at all. Okay, so you can do it in this way. So if you like this, just screenshot. No problem. I will move to the next question. Okay, so and for matrix addition, many students send the program, and one of the CSC student like Bhavani send the program. I think it is good and it easy to understand actually, but many students submitted. Okay, I think 31 students submitted the programs totally. 1 minute, guys. So I like this way of coding. That's the reason only I would like to tell this program. Okay, so many students submitted, but in this way no one is submitted like this. It is easy way to find out the addition of two matrices. Okay, and it can be read the elements from keyboard also. So it looks like very long program. Don't think the length of a program till now. If you prepared for the programs like based on length, but this is not the time. Okay, you are learning now in a easy manner. Okay, so don't think the length. So I will explain each and everything. So in shortcut, okay, I will explain the program in shortcut because I have to explain a lot of concepts. Almost 15 minutes completed right now. Okay, so anyway, I'm in first of all, before going to executing, before going to explain the program, I would like to run it first. Okay, I would like to run the program. I would like to run this program once. Please wait. So I am giving row size 3. Oh, it will take some time. Okay, I will take 2. Okay, so after that I will give 3, no problem. And it enter the column size. I am giving 2. Enter the first matrix elements. Okay, so I am giving like 1, 2, 3, 4. The second matrix elements. Okay, once again I am giving 1, 2, 3, 4. The sum of two matrices is 2, 4, 6, 8. That means it's the correct answer, right? So I am taking the matrix elements like 1, 2, 3, 4 in one matrix, and another matrix is, second matrix is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So now I am getting 2, 4, 6, 8 in matrix form. That is absolutely correct. This program is absolutely correct and submitted by Ms. Bhavani from 3rd CSC. Okay, so let me explain now. First of all, it is asking that enter the row size. That means I am reading m equal to int of input of enter row size. So that means this is 2. You can do this program for 2 by 3, 3 by 3, 2 by 3 or 3 by 2, whatever it may be. Okay, you can take any number. Okay, so you can take the size in 2 or 3. I will send the program in chat box. Don't. And n equal to input of enter column size. I am taking another column size as 2 only. That means m value is 2 and n value is 2. Let me write it here for better understanding purpose. I will write here. 1 minute. So I am writing 2 here. I am writing 2 here. Okay, m1 equal to, so it is giving like 0. Okay, first element is 0, just it is giving like that, and that after that it is adding like one line like for j in range of n and for I in range of m. You have to understand very carefully this, guys, because here she is using like 2 variables I and j. Okay, 2 variables I and j, but here you can observe that this is one list actually, and one more list is there in here for in range of m. That means, for example, it will start from 0, right? 0 for in range of that means 0 means it is only element, you don't worry about it. So for j in range of n, for example, if you are giving like n value as 2, so it will take the values of 0 and 1. You know already, right? Range function allows 3 parameters, so 2 are optional. If you are declaring for in range of 10 means it will take the elements up to 0 to 9. That will, you already know that. Okay, that's the reason she is taking only range of n. That means it will take like 0, 1 only. J value iterates 2 times. That is j value 0 and j value 1 in that way. Okay, that means whenever you are giving elements like m1 matrices and m2 matrices, okay, it will ask based on the size you are giving. For example, if you are giving n value as 2, it will ask 2 elements. If you are giving like n value 3, it will ask 3 elements. That means 3. That means total, for example, 2 by 2 means 4 elements actually. That means this is the inner for loop, this is the outer for loop. You have to understand very carefully, guys. Okay, so she is taken these 3 elements, three rows, and print enter first matrix elements. For example, this is only just for reading purpose. Here you have to understand very carefully. Enter the first matrix elements. For example, for I in range of m, that means it is taking 0. That means ith loop iteration from starts from 0, but m value is I am taking 2 only. That means here I loop will be iterated 2 times. I value 0 and j value 0. I value 0 and j value is also 0 only. First time it will check I value is 0 and j value as 0. Then m1 of 0, 0 equal to int of input. That means you are taking input, right? So this will be stored in m1 of 0, 0. This is stored in m1 of 0, 0. I am writing here. Okay, so then here I am giving one more condition, like here whenever m1 of I is equal to completed, this will go back to this line. Okay, this will go back to this line, and far of j in range of n means n value is 2, right? That means j value, first value is taken as 0, and then again it will taken as 1 only. Again it will taken as 1 only. Okay, so that means then inner for loop will be completed, because j in range of 2 means it will take the value of j equal to 0 and j value as 1. Only 2 times it will be iterated, you know already, right? So now I value is 0 only. So that means next element will be stored in I 0th position and j 1 position. That means 0 1 position it will be 2. I am giving 2 only. Then again j condition fails, then it will increment to the I value. That means I value is taken as 0, but m value is 2, right? That means I value 0 iteration is completed. Now I value takes 1 value. Now j value again it will take 0 only. That means it will store like 1 0 element, 1 0 position. Okay, and it will take 1 1 position. Okay, so based on that these values will be allocated in. So whenever this condition is failed, this condition is failed, both conditions will fail, then it will skip this for loop and enter second matrix elements. That means you have to enter second matrix elements, but the same lines are repeated here. You no need to worry. And instead of m1 I am giving m2. Instead of m1 I am giving m2. Okay, so this is the difference. That means I have given again 1 2 3 4 only. Now it is this is the logic we have already written in the yesterday. So here I am taking like for I in range of m only. That means m means here it will take 2. It will take means it will enter, it will take the value like 0 comma 1 also. It will take 0 comma 1 also, because range function allows up to two times. Okay, I will give you a clear clarity with example again. Don't worry guys, if you are not understanding I will tell you again, no problem. And for I in range of m, that means this will be calculation purpose I am storing. And again this will be used for printing. That means last class we have already explained about this. Okay, so this is the program. I think it's very easy. And once again I will explain. Please, before going to that, I would like to do with one more other elements. Let me give you a size like 3, 1, enter, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I am giving 9 elements. Second matrix elements also I have to enter 9 elements. I am giving 1 1 1 for all elements. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So I am adding these numbers. I will get 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So this is the sum of two matrices of 3 by 3 matrix. So this is the easy program, I think so, compared to all the programs I have seen. So this is a very easy program. First of all, if you are not understanding this program, I will tell you one more thing about for loop. For I in range of 10, print I comma end equal to space. Please listen carefully, then only you will understand the above program very easily. I in range of 10 means it allows 0 to 9. You know already, right? So 0 to 9. So if she is giving like 2 only, then it will take I value 0 to 1, right? If I am giving 3 by 3 array, the range starts from, that means the first position always starts with 0, right? So 0 1 2. So she is using in that way. So that's the reason I am getting the output very correctly. Okay. And one more thing I would like to tell you guys. Range function allows 3 parameters maximum. One is this one, and another one is, for example, if I am giving already like yesterday we have discussed about the that means reverse of a given elements. Okay. For example, let me give like 1 comma 10 and comma. For example, I am giving like 2, we will get odd numbers. You know that, right? This is the starting index, that is the starting portion actually. That means the loop will start from that number onwards. Okay. So if I am giving 2 parameters, what happen? If I am giving 3 parameters, what happen? I will tell you again. Okay, don't worry, don't confuse guys. So I think you understood about the whenever I am giving a single number, you can understand easily, right? So if I am giving just now, I am giving like that value. So now I will give like, okay, so I am giving like 1 comma 5. Okay, but it will give 4 elements only. But let me write 6. Let me write 6. So what is the meaning of for I in range of 1 to 6? That means it will print the values from 1 to 5. It will print the values of 1 to 5. But you know already guys. For example, if I am giving 1 10, okay, it will give, for example, only 1 to 10. If I am giving 1 to 11 now, 1 minute guys. Okay, so 1 to 10, 1 to 10. That means this is the first number. Starting will be started from this number, but ending should be -1. That means 11 minus 1 is 10. That's the reason I'm getting 1 to 10 numbers. This is the program, you know, already you know how to print a 1 to 10 numbers using for loop, right? But here if you're giving like comma 2, if you're giving like comma 2, it will iterate to the step size. That means it will iterate to the a particular number. That means 1 plus 2 will be 3, 3 plus 2 is 5. That means it will iterate the this number, and this should be added. This means here 2 is nothing but plus 2, not -2. So if you are giving -2, it will display in a different way. Okay, 1 minute boss, 1 minute, please wait for a moment, please. Hello, hello, chep. Hello, sorry guys. Okay, wait. So now I'm giving 2 means you will get 1 3, you know already, right? 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. I'm giving like 111 to 13579. I'm getting right 13579. Here I would like to tell you one more thing, guys. Okay, if I am giving 1, if I am giving 1, can you please tell me what are the elements will be printed on the screen? If I am giving 1 only, step size. If I am giving 1, what will happen? Yes, you should know this. That's the reason I am asking. A, wrong answer, and Prabhas wrong answer. Next. 424, you are very good girl actually. Okay, so no Ambika, no, it will not enter into the infinite times. I asked a very easy question. That's the reason I am asking this question. Divya, what happened? Divya, it is wrong answer. You just understand one thing, guys. I know that's the reason only I am giving this question to all of you guys. So Bograj sir adigaru ivandi. Hello, okay, so 1 minute guys. So for I in range of 1 comma 11 comma 1 means please get a clarity, guys. It will print only 1 to 10 only. So it is step size actually. Step size means if you are giving 2, that means that number will be like it will skip one value, right? So actually if I am giving 2, it will skip one value. By default 1 is optional, but I think many students are not reading the material what I have shared to earlier. So I'm sending every day and I'm taking so much of time, right? So but you are not reading my material, I think so. So I have given clearly 1 is by default it will store like 1. Okay, so let me show it once. Please read them, at least try to read one at least 10 minutes, guys, please. Every day at least try to read 10 minutes. So I am giving clearly here the step size is used to skip the specific numbers from the iteration. It is optional to use, that is not mandatory. Range function only allows only one parameter, remaining all are optional. Okay, next, by default the step size is 1. That means here I clearly mentioned in the notes, you can check in our notes also. Okay, so that means that my question is, if you are giving like 1 comma 11 here, it will get 1 to 10 only. Okay, if you are giving like comma 1 also, okay, that means 1 is by default is there. If you are not giving also, it will give same values, it will get same values. So 1 is optional, that means by default 1 is there. If you are not giving it, means it is there. That's the reason only I have given in the material clearly the step size is 1. If you are giving like 2, if you are giving like 2, then it skips the next iteration like 1 3 5 7. So many students are still confusing. That's the reason only I'm taking this time. Okay, so I hope you understand now. So based on that, you can understand this program very easily, guys. I will just copy and paste in your chat box. If you have still any more doubts, you can ask, no problem. So let me forward it. So I am forwarding in your chat box. You just copy and paste in your message box, and my link also I have forwarded, right? So once again I will send my link also, feedback form link. Okay, so you just copy both in your messages or anything. Okay, so or any you just send any notes you, I think you have notes app, right? Okay, notes. Okay, so let me move to the today's topic, guys. So I will move quick fast. So the last topic in unit 2 is text files. This is the topic we have to cover actually, and I would like to tell you one more thing, guys. So actually in the syllabus they are not actually mentioned in a proper way, I think so, because they mentioned only here. So text files like this. Okay, here you can easily see in the second chapter it is a main heading text files. It is showing like text files. Only one topic is there, but actually we will discuss about the files. What is the purpose of files in unit 4? In unit 4, almost these are topics based on files only. I think you know already. See, in C language also we are having a concept like file handling. So in Java also we are having like file handling concept. So actually they have to give this concept in unit 4, but why they didn't mention, why they mentioned in that unit 2, I don't know. But that's the reason I would like to give a small clarity on what is a text file. Then I will move to the unit 3 concepts of functions today itself. Okay, let me move faster, guys. Okay, so next, so coming to the text files, what is meant by text file? I will tell you easily, guys. So here you can see my screen. Every day I'm using like a notepad. So you can, I'm just moving my cursor to the this that is nothing but notepad symbol. Okay, it is showing like text document. It is showing that text document. I hope you can see, right? Are you able to see, guys? Right? So type text document. You are getting that message. Are you able to see, guys? Yeah, fine. Okay, that's not an issue. Then I would like to open our properties box. Properties. Okay, any notepad, the extension should be is there .txt. You know already, right? So that means here you can see notepad, that is .txt. So notepad is a software which is used to write a text documents. So for example, if you want to write text is nothing but a alphabets, numbers, and whatever it may be. All the characters in a keyboard are nothing but characters only, right? How my actual power switched on. Power off, guys, please. Uh, if my power within time duration it will came, no problem. So don't worry, guys. Am I able to hear, guys? Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank God, power came. Thank you, God. Okay, fine. So okay, so this is nothing but text document. You know that, right? So here, first of all, I would like to tell you why this concept is included in our programming concept. Let me explain in easy manner, right? Okay. So for example, till now we have discussed about how to write a program. Like using loops, using conditions, if conditions and all. So now I will get a question like, for example, I have a for example, I would like to display. Okay, I would like to display. Okay, the data, or if you want to create a new file with your Python program. If you want to create a new file with your Python program, okay, so you can create, that is text file. Okay, you can create a new text file. That means by using a Python program, you can create a new file actually. That means whenever you would like to create a new file, you just have to click on right click, or you just click on new and open that text document. So this will be new text document. It is showing like this. So whenever I'm giving like feedback link and so on, so whatever I'm texting, I'm giving like here. Okay, I'm entering so many. This is nothing but text box actual text document. This is actually. So if you save this program, or if you save this file, you will get an extension like document like this. Okay, so I'm not saving anyway. Very important data. For example, I'm storing like whatever the YouTube links I am pasting to you, I'm posting to you actually. So I'm writing here like a 17th August class. I'm writing here because these are the very important keynotes for me. That's the reason I'm just saving these links in my system. Okay, so you know that what is a text document now. So let me explain in Python how we can create a text document. So this is the way to create a text document actually. Or you can go through the search box. You just type notepad. You just type notepad in the search box. Let me write it here. It is taking some time sometimes. So wait, guys. Anyway, 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. Okay. Anyway, you can type in the note, just a search box. Also, you can type notepad like this. Okay, it is getting now. So I think it is taking some time actually. So now I'm getting, I'm just typing like note. Okay, in search box I'm just typing like note. Okay, so it will get to notepad. So anyway, it will come. So see, it is taking so much of time. Why it is taking? So wait, guys, please. Okay, so it will come now, no problem. So now it is getting like notepad, right? So this is also text document actually. So you can double click on it. You can open the text document now. Okay, this is also one of the way. So not only you can right click, you can do in this way also. So but by using Python program, how to create a text file, I will tell you now. Okay, so I think hope you understand what is a text file now, all of you. So let me give 1 minute. I will you underline. Okay, fine. Files are named locations on disk to store in related information. For example, I would like to retrieve the information from the file. Okay, so you need to access this. For example, for single line, 2 lines, 3 lines, you are running the program now. But if the file contains n number of lines, that means there is no limit at all. Okay, that lines can be printed using your program. That's very easy, guys. It's very easy. You can create and you can also retrieve the data also in the same way. Okay, so that is the purpose. That means you can access the data. That means whenever you are having a huge amounts of data, then only you should prefer the files concept. Okay, so hope you understand, guys. Next, hence in Python, a file operation takes place like there are three file operations, namely like open a file, read or write a file, and close the file. These are the various operations like this. Okay, so what is meant by text files? I am writing here that is a normal file that contain English alphabets and numbers. So also we can add, no problem, and then numbers and English alphabets. 1 minute, let me write numbers or and any special characters. You can write the definition like this also, special characters. Okay, so I'm just saving the program, saving the document. Okay, so this is called text file. Text file is nothing but which contains the text like English alphabets, numbers, and any special characters like space, star, everything. And you know, guys, I think everybody knows, like basically we have some modes like R, W, A, R plus, W plus, A plus. I think everybody knows, I think so. But I will definitely tell you with the example program. Then only you can understand better. I don't want to waste your time. Okay, so let me explain. Here it is a in simple program. Let me clear the so I'm just creating python.txt. Okay, I'm just creating a file. So here file is a variable, it's not predefined. Hope you understand. Open is a predefined function. You should understand. Open is a predefined function or built-in function, whatever you call as. Okay, so I am writing. So I am by using Python concept. By using Python concept, I am creating a file. What is W? W is a mode. I think everybody knows W. Please mention in the chat box, guys. What is the form of W? In your C you study, if file is open in W mode, that W is called as a write mode. Very good, guys. Write mode. Write mode means you are writing the document. Okay. Read. The next concept is R. What is meant by R? R is nothing but reading. That means we are opening the document is called reading. For example, if you are opening any Word document, it is getting read only. It will show like that. Okay. That means it is reading the data. Okay. So now I am giving here python.txt is a file. Actually, you should understand one more concept here. On which area our programs will be saved. For example, every day I am doing a lot of programs, guys. So here you can check the path of the program. That means in our system, I have a folder like C users Kumar spider-py3 my programs untitled.py. I am not saving any file name. Okay, that's the reason it is getting untitled one. Anyway, I will give the name. That means we have to go to this path. You have to understand C users Kumar spider-py3 and my programs. Okay, let me remove it once. And first of all, I would like to save this program. then I will execute the program. So I'm saying file files. Your today date is 24, I think. .py. You can, if you don't put the .py also, it will take, because Spider IDE by default it will store Python programs only. And python.txt. Okay, here you can see, guys. Let me open my file path. For example, in my computer, I have the folders like C, D, E, F like this. Okay, so I'm going to C local disk C, and according to that path, going to users. I'm just going to the Kumar, and I'm just going to the Spider Py 3 and my programs. Whatever the programs I'm discussing every day, it is getting in this folder. Okay, so you can also find in your local directory also in the same way. If you're doing the Spider, if you're doing the examples through Spider. Okay, here you can see, guys, we are having lot of files. Here we are having lot of files. Let me check, is there any program like python.txt file? You can check here whether the python .txt file is there in the not. Here it is showing like py file. Py file is nothing but Python file. Here it is getting on sample file, because whenever I'm used to prepare about the concepts, I would like to, before I'm going to explaining the program, I would like to run the programs every day. Okay, so in yesterday itself I have run that document, that is sample. That's the reason it is getting like this. But there is no other text files are there. There is no other text files are there. You can check any python.txt file is there or not here. There is no python.txt file here. Okay, so now I will go to the concept. So here file is a variable and open is a predefined function. It means it will create a text file in our system with write mode. That means you can write the any data that can be that means it should be, the file will be write in our system, local system directory. And then next function is write. What is the purpose of write? That means this is a method. Actually you can access this by using dot. This is nothing but a method. Okay, close and write also is a method only. Open is a function. Next, write means, for example, if you're writing I am a Python programmer text, so this text will be placed in python.txt file. Okay, that means it will create a new file and this data will be saved like I am a Python programmer. You can save not only this line, you can save lot of data. Okay, huge amount of data. Okay, so let me explain. And what is this file.close? That means whenever you are opening a file, you need to close that. Okay, in C language and Java, so we have the same concept, but here somewhat like in C language we are using like f open, but here there is no f. You can just put only open. Okay, so anyway, let me run it now. So 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. Okay, so now I'm running the program, guys. So now just see the time also. Now just see the time also. Now the time is 4:58 p.m. and now I'm running the program. Okay, what happened? I'm not getting anything, right? Is my program wrong? No. I'm not getting anything because I am writing the data. I am a Python programmer to the text file. That's the reason I'm telling for I'm rounding my time like 4:58 p.m. right? So if you want to check the python.txt file is created in our system or not, you have to go to the path like what I mentioned this. So just now I mentioned like this, right? So you have to go to this path, then you can find a file called python.txt file which will be created around 4:58 p.m. today. Okay, so let me check it whether it will found our program is successful. So let me check, guys, my programs. So where is python.txt file? Is it there? Yes, it is there here. Yes, it is there here. You can see, guys. So it is created around 4:58 p.m. The Python file is there here, and this is called text document. Okay. So now I will open, guys. So now if I'm opening this document, I will get I am a Python programmer. So this is the concept of a file. You can write any text, not only the alphabets. You can write numbers, characters, whatever it may be. Okay, so this is called a files concept. Okay, that means you can create your file by using a Python. Okay, this is called text file. So this is the concept actually. What is a file? Next, sir, is this way to whether our file is existed in our system or not? No, this is not only the way. We can have the another variable, another chance, like we can use like R mode. So we can use like R mode. So let me explain, guys. So just now I discussed about W mode. W mode is nothing but writing. That means you are writing data to the existing. That means you are creating a new file and you are writing the data. For example, if I would like to see the data is stored in this file or not, if you would like to check, then you can give like this. Okay, then you can give like this. Let me write it here. Now I am giving python.txt here. So I am reading this mode. I am using R, but you should listen carefully, guys. If your file is created already earlier by using W, then only you can open that file in read mode. Okay, you should understand, because if there is no file python.txt in our system, how read mode will be executed? You can think in that way. But here you have to understand one more thing. Here data variable is not required. Actually, you can put like file.read directly. But I am for better understanding purpose only I am taking another variable. Okay, so file.read, that means this read is a predefined method. Okay, like write only. But I am not using any parameter, because the text file, whatever the matter, I am a Python programmer, this will be read and it will be stored in data variable. Print of data means that data will be printed. File.close means whenever you are giving a open in our program, you need to close that file mandatory. Okay, this is mandatory in our program. Okay, so now let me run this. You will get the Python. I am a Python programmer in this here itself only. Okay, here itself you will get the I am a Python programmer. You can check in this way also. But for example, if I am giving like python1.txt, there is no text file. If I am giving to access that file, if I am trying to access that file, I am running this program. I am getting error. No such file or directory, because there is no such file created. If you want to create, then you should give python1.txt, and you can use W plus also. Not only W, you can use W plus also. Actually, W plus means in old compilers by default W or A. Three modes are there. So A means append. Whenever you are having some data in the file, if you want to append more data, then you can use A mode. These are nothing but mode. This is nothing but a file name. You should understand carefully. And R nothing but read. Read in the sense it should read only whichever the file is there in our system. Okay. And W means it creates a new file. That means writes. So these are the three modes. But W plus means it will write and read. That means it will write and read automatically. That is the reason only. But some compilers will not support W plus. Only RWA only will support. Some compilers may not support. It depends upon our libraries. Okay, so that's the reason only I am telling. So this is called text file, guys. I think hope you understand, guys. So this is called text file. So let me move to the third unit. This is up to second unit, guys. So today I would like to explain functions. I'm discussing about the concept like functions. Okay, so you should try Vinesh. Okay, so we will discuss more about the files. Don't worry, in unit 4. Okay, in unit 4 we have a lot of operations. If you want to read lines, for example, some students may ask, sir, we are giving only write lines. If you want to read more lines, you have to add read lines. I have given in the material, don't worry. But I would like to tell those methods in unit 4 itself, because that complete unit depends upon files concept. Okay, why he is mentioned only text files concept here, I don't know actually. That's the reason only I'm telling how to create a text file. That's all, because he just mentioned the text files in the unit 2. That's all. Okay, so anyway, guys, let me move to the unit 3. I have already completed list and dictionaries and methods. So dictionary is a key value pair and list is a collection of elements of different data types. You know already, I don't want to revision again. Okay, so design with functions. Functions, as these are the topics I have to cover. So let me move to the unit 3. You know that functions, the main purpose of function is, in any interviews or any interviewer asking the question like what is the use of function, just give only one answer: code reusability. That give only one answer. That's enough, guys. Okay, so what is the use of function, guys? First of all, I am telling every day. Today also I told like I am telling like open is a function. For example, if you are doing in yesterday's assignment, let me open the assignment. For example, here I am using, okay, here I am using input, here I am using print. These are all built-in functions. Range, these are all built-in functions. Okay, you can call anything, not only print. You can use sqrt, is digit, okay, upper, lower. Okay, that means those are functions means the functions and methods. We don't confuse, guys. Functions means whenever you are accessing directly, that is functions. Whenever you are using object through, you are calling anything is nothing but method. So you should understand the difference. I have already explained also. Okay, so here for example, if I am telling this file.close is a method, open is a function. You should understand, because I am not giving any dot operator to access this method, but write is a method, open is a function, write is a method. You should understand the difference. Close is a method, open is a function, close is a method. Okay, but in C language and Java we use it to call function and methods are both are same, but in Python there may be small difference is there. Okay. Next, so what is a function? I already told you guys. So first of all, in C language and Java, okay, so we have main function. Everyone knows, I think. So main is a predefined function anukuntaru chala mandi. No, that is wrong answer. So main is user defined function actually, because if the body should in our control only. Okay, so remaining printf, scanf and all are nothing but predefined. Okay, in C language I am telling. Okay, but coming to the Python, let me open the notes. So functions in Python. So functions are the most important aspect of an application. A function can be defined as the organized block of reusable code. Just now I told, like, reusable code. That means if you are having 18 lines of code, you can write in a 4 lines by using functions. That is the flexibility of the function actually. Okay, so you can read this complete material. That's not an issue. I will tell a small way. Okay, no problem. So what is a function? Function is a self-contained block of code actually. The definition itself it is saying that it is a self-contained block of code that is used to perform a specific task actually. That means whenever you need to perform a specific task, you have to use a function. But basically we are having two types of functions. So here we have user-defined functions, built-in functions. Just now I told range, print, input, these are the predefined functions or built-in functions. Built-in functions are nothing but the functions which are defined by Python library. That means the Python developer, by Python developer. Okay, so user-defined function. What it meant by user-defined function? The functions which are defined by user. That means you can create your own function. Okay, that means range is a function which ranges the values from if you are giving like 10, it will print from 0 to 9. There is a function which each function having some functionality. That's the reason it is named as a function only. Okay, what is the print function? Print function prints the values which are there in the print function. Okay, so that is the meaning everything. Square root function. What is square root function? You can perform the square root of a particular number. You can call like power method. Okay, POW. So you can do a lot of examples, guys. Okay, so but you have to differentiate which one is the predefined, which one is the user defined. For example, in earlier class I have told like GCD of 5,6. Is it predefined or user defined? Please tell me in the chat box, guys. Please tell me, is it predefined or user defined? GCD of 5,6. Yes, you just write 3 characters, that's all, not completely no need. Okay, so I think only 5 students responded. No Prabhas, that is wrong answer. Just now I told that GCD is a predefined function actually. Okay, so predefined function actually, because the function predefined is nothing but whenever you are printing GCD, by default it is getting the GCD of 56156 is 1. How it is displaying? Because the Python library having such facilities, that means in libraries itself they will write a code for GCD. That's the reason it is getting 1. Okay, so there is a lot of functions are there like factorial. Factorial is also one of the function we have. So that is nothing but built-in functions. Input is a predefined function. Now we will come into the user defined function. I don't want to discuss much about predefined functions. For example, in this unit, if you get any question like what is a function, explain the predefined functions with examples. If the question is getting like this in examination, function is a self-contained block of code that is used to perform a particular task. There are 2 types of functions. One is predefined, another one is user defined. The predefined is nothing but these are the built-in functions which are defined by the Python library. okay, or Python developers. Okay, then coming to the examples, range, input, print, factorial, GCD, etc. Then you should write one program. Okay, even though he is asking about what is a predefined function, but you have to explain with example program. Like if you use print, if you just use print, you can give a sum of two numbers program. But just mention print is a predefined function here. That's all. You just do a program sum of two numbers. But if their question is giving like explain the user defined functions, that should be defined in a detailed manner. For that, you have to use a keyword called DEF. DEF. DEF is a predefined keyword to define the function. That means user can define their own functions by using the keyword DEF. So every day I use it to tell about what are the various keywords are existed in our 1 minute guys. Hope I think here it is there. Please wait for a moment. I will show. Okay, so it is getting here. You can check DEF. So DEF, we have already completed continue, break, false, true, and okay. So we have completed almost all, like for, okay, is, in, import, else, if, from, okay. We have already completed or, so these are already completed, right? While. So okay, anyway, so let me move to the ELF also, del also, right? So let me move to the DEF today. What is DEF? I have given advantage of functions, everything I have given in the material, okay. So you can go through it, no problem. Okay, so this is called Python provides DEF keyword to define the function. This is the meaning first. What is, if anyone asks like what is DEF, you should tell DEF is a keyword to define the function in Python. That's all. So what is syntax? Syntax means how we can write this program, how we can write this DEF in a program. That is nothing but a syntax. So you should understand what is a syntax. So you should give DEF with space. We have to give one space. And my function. My function means it is name. That means this name is like you can give your name also. That means you can give your name also. But try to give the meaningful names. Like for example, if I'm finding the sum of two numbers, you just give sum. But here you have to follow one rule guys, because whenever you are giving a DEF after that name should be follows the variable rules. That means in identifier rules. I already told like whenever you are taking a variable rules, if I am taking like a equal to 10, instead of I am taking a equal to 10, if I am taking like BVCITS equal to 10, it is also valid, because in identifiers are nothing but you can take alphabets and numbers also, but alphabets and underscore as a first character. I already told you guys, okay. And if I am giving like a number 1 equal to n1 equal to 10, that is fine. If I am giving 1n equal to 10, if I am defining a variable with 1n equal to 10, it will give error, okay. So in the same way you have to follow the rule whenever you are defining a new name to the function, okay. It should be with valid variable name, and also you don't give any keywords names as a function names, and also you don't use predefined function names as a user defined names. So this rule should be followed. And in some textbooks you can find that there are only 2 lines of code for a defining a function, but you have to give here I have given a one more statement like return. It is also fine, because we can declare a function without return, we can declare a function with return also. That's, don't worry, I will tell the examples, don't worry, you can easily understand. Like for and while loop, we have a colon after that statements. In the same way you have to follow colon here, okay. Like for and while loop, that means whatever the programs you are using like for and while loops, you can do the programs using functions and recursive functions. I have explained what I have discussed just now. I have already explained here, don't worry. Here I told like the identifier rules must follow the function name. What is identifier? If you forget this, once again I am telling, if I am giving like a equal to 10, I will give like print of a, it will give a value as 10, okay. It is getting a value as 10. Okay, I am getting 10. If I am giving n1 equal to 10 and I am giving instead of a I am giving like n1, it is getting 10 only. N1 is a valid variable name. If I am giving 1n, if I am giving 1n, okay, if I am giving 1n here, it is error. That's why it is getting error. Invalid syntax, because variable name should be, you have to follow rule. I have discussed this concept in the month of August 18th, I think so. Okay, so hope everyone knows that. Okay, so I don't want to repeat and waste the time. Okay, so please guys, I will move to the concept how to create a function. How function works in Python. So here you can remove semicolon, that's not an issue, I will tell you. So you can remove the semicolon. Here colon is mandatory. I will tell you how it works. I will give you a simple example, guys. Okay, so in C language and Java you can find like using main, you can have a main function, and in C language we have to specify void, int, and so the bold ఉంటాయి చాలా ఉంటాయి బాబోయ్ అవన్నీ వేస్ట్ అండి బాబు. సో అవన్నీ డిక్లేర్ చేయాల్సిన పని లేదండి ఇక్కడ, చాలా బెస్ట్. Python is very comfortable language and a very easy language. Okay, so what error? What error, Monica? Is my program getting error? But I think I will get answer. Yes, sum is equal to 10. My program is correct, right? Okay, okay, fine, Monica. So okay, guys, listen. Here I'm just finding the sum of two numbers with functions. Okay, with functions. That means concept using functions. If you are getting the question like write a sum of two numbers program using functions, then you have to declare the values like this. Okay, here I am giving like res is a variable. Okay, it will not execute these two lines first. Okay, even though you are writing a first time, even though you are writing in 13th and 14th line here, these will not be executed first, because function calling should be there. Here there is no main method. That means whenever you are giving res equal to add 5 comma 5, then it will check where add method is there, add function is there, add function is there here, then it will go like this. Then 5 is allocated to a and this 5 is allocated to b. Okay, so then it will perform return of a plus b. Return of a plus b means a plus b means 5 plus 5 10. Return means it will go back to this position and that value will be allocated to res. Return means control back to the calling function. Return is also one of the keyword in Python. Okay, so here sum is equal to res. If I am giving res, that will be printed here. That means sum is equal to 10 will be printed here. This is the easy way to create a function. It's very easy, I think so. Okay, and here I will remove. This is just a calling function, and you no need to take another variable also. You can just write like this. That is also fine. I am giving like 5 comma 10. Okay, I am removing this variable, and here no brackets are also needed according to if rule. Okay, if else does not require a parenthesis, right? So if you are giving like this space also, that's not an issue at all. Okay, so but run this program completely here. So now I am getting sum is equal to 15. That means whenever you are giving these two lines, these will not be executed without this line. So this is the calling function. Sum is equal to add of 5 comma 10. What is this 5 comma 10? These are nothing but arguments. Arguments are parameters, whatever it may be. So here, so the 5 will be allotted to A and 10 will be allotted to B. So then this means block will be created. That means it will go to the function block. Here add is a user defined function. You can create any name, not only add, but you should follow the rules of I told like a variable identifier like rules. Someone I'm giving like someone. Okay, I'm just giving an example. I'm changing the name as add someone. This is a user defined function. This is a way to create a user defined function in Python. I'm getting sum is equal to 15. So this is calling function. This is called function. So I hope it is clear, guys. So the def is a keyword which is used to define a function. This is the function body. This is the calling function. Once again, I am repeating. This is called calling function. This is called called function. Okay. So you can give any name, not only someone. You can give any name. So but should be followed by your variables rules. And let me write it with another example without using return. Without using return, I am not using return. So I'm just writing Another example, def add of a comma b, print sum is equal to a plus b. Here this line is called, okay, I am separating this to understanding purpose. This is a calling function, but many students may confuse like this because it should be out of control, right? So whenever you are creating these two lines should be like a for loop concept, like, okay, if you are giving add comma 5 5, then only those values will be allocated to these values, and sum is equal to a plus b means you can print sum directly without using return. This is also fine. That's the reason the syntax is def function name arguments function body. That's all. That's the reason I have specified in the material. Hope you understand, guys. Let me run it again by changing the values. So here I will change the values like 5.5, and I will change the value like 15.5. okay, so I am running this program. Sum is equal to 21.0. okay, I would like to give 15.6. okay, why I am telling these examples, you will get a clarity, right? In C language you have to specify float here also you should float here, so everything is function prototype should be there. There is no rules at all. okay, so that is the purpose of a Python. So that's the Python is very easy. I think, hope you understand, guys. So have a nice day, stay home, stay safe. I will forward the feedback link again. So my time is completed. I will complete the remaining concepts tomorrow. If you have any doubts, please let me know, or you can mention in the chat box or feedback link form. okay. You can join in the group. I think nobody is asking doubts. If you are having any, if you're clear, please mention it. I will exit. No problem. Please tell me. If you don't have any questions, okay, I will do my work. Clear. Okay, fine. Thank you, Sindhu, for your response. Thank you, Durga. Okay, fine. I will share the material. So now the time is 5:22. You can give your mail ID correctly, please. Once again, I'm repeating because many students are, and Veni, please, if you are getting any mail from TCS Codebeta, please let me know. And some students are having interviews tomorrow. That's the reason I'm telling you. Okay. So any doubts, guys? And some students, I would like to congratulate, guys. Some 49 students got selected in Lego to Campus Drive. Their salary approximately 4.5 lakhs per annum, and who are currently listening in our class, they are also selected. I think Nagini, Yamini, and all. Okay, so congratulations, all of you. So I'm very happy. Sashi Sai, very good. I'm very happy, guys. You are already selected in one of the company. There's a very MNC. It's a great company. Shruti Valli, thank you. Okay, very congratulations once again, Shruti. So many students are listening here. Saujanya, okay, I would like to congratulate Saujanya. Monica, okay, thank you. Congratulations. So Meghana, congratulations. You are also getting the job, right? So you are all listening the classes very carefully. Now you got the job, but don't leave the opportunity. Okay, so you should prepare well, guys. So because if you want to settle, at least to grab at least 2 or more opportunities. We will try. Definitely, you will get the job in TCS also. And I'm congratulating all of you. If anyone is not there here, I would like to congratulate all of you. So today only I got the results. And anyway, I think within 2 days we will get the remaining. Within October month we will get the remaining students also. Wait, guys, please. Hello. Sir. Okay, so okay, Veni, వస్తే చెప్పండి, నో ప్రాబ్లం. సో ఏది కూడా ఒక ఆపర్చునిటీ వచ్చిందని వదులుకోకండి. రిమైనింగ్ డ్రైవ్స్ కి కూడా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వండి. డెఫినెట్ గా మీరు వస్తుంది. టీసీఎస్ ఏంటంటే ఇంకో 3 కంపెనీలు నేను ఇక్కడ చూపిస్తే బోల్డ్ మంది ఉంటారు. ఒక్కొక్కరు 3 కంపెనీలు 4 కంపెనీలు వచ్చిన వాళ్ళు కూడా ఉన్నారు మన స్టూడెంట్స్. సో ఫైనల్ ఇయర్ మొన్న అయిన సిఎస్సి అమ్మాయి, ఒక అమ్మాయి ఉంది పందుల ప్రియ, ఆ అమ్మాయికి 3 కంపెనీలో వచ్చింది జాబ్. ఇన్ఫోసిస్, విప్రో, కాగ్నిజెంట్. అడగండి కావాలంటే. అరుణ, ఆ అమ్మాయికి 3 కంపెనీలో వచ్చింది. ఓకే, సో ఐ వాంట్ స్టాప్ యూ గైస్. So please prepare well for the further companies. అండ్ లెగోటో ఇంకా కొంతమంది రిజల్ట్స్ రావాలి. ఓకే, వాళ్ళు వస్తే మిగతా నాకు తెలిసి 50 దాటేస్తుంది గ్యారంటీ. 50 అంటే అరౌండ్ 70 కూడా అవ్వచ్చు. సో వెరీ గుడ్ మందిప్తి. సో ఐఎమ్ వెరీ హ్యాపీ గైస్. ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ గెటింగ్ ద జాబ్స్ లైక్ దిస్, ఐఎమ్ వెరీ వెరీ హ్యాపీ, because the ultimate success in our life is to getting a job in a MNC, right? So that's the reason I'm telling. So hope everyone and second CSC students especially guys, so please do hard work. Okay, please hard work, and your life will be very beautiful very soon. Okay, so thank you guys. Stay home, stay safe, take care, bye bye.